do a prayer and a resolution.
We're gonna forego that to the next meeting.
Look, they've been here so long, one time.
Wait, 1 second, let me turn my
They had
recorder
to
on.
almost start, because it was the next day.
Calling this board meeting back into session. Ms. Rhonda, would you call the roll, please?
Okay, Mr. Sharp?
Here.
Ms. Dickerson?
Here.
Ms. Benton? Here. Mr. Brad Harris?
Here.
Mr. Cecil Harris?
Here.
Mr. Cox?
Here.
Mr. Perino?
Here.
Mr. Gregoire?
Here.
Mr. Graham?
Here. Okay, as per agenda item number 16,
Mr. Graham, I'd like to make a motion to follow the administration's recommendation number 2.
we've heard a motion. Did I hear a second? Oh, okay, Mr. Brad Sharp made a second that we follow the administration's proposal number 2. Ms. Rhonda, we're gonna do a roll call vote on this, please.
Okay. Mr. Sharp?
Yes.
Ms. Dickerson?
Yes.
Ms. Benton?
Yes.
Mr. Brad Harris?
Yes.
Mr. Cecil Harris?
Yes.
Mr. Cox?
Yes.
Mr. Perino?
Yes.
Mr. Gregoire?
Yes.
And Mr. Graham?
Yes, thank you. That passes. Agenda item number 17, Mr. Murphy, Superintendent's Comments.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Graham. I'd like to call your attention to a special event that we're planning in our parish. One of our principals, Mr. John Hill of Albany Middle School, is a finalist for Middle School Principal of the Year. Normally, Dream Teachers and the Louisiana Department of Education have a gala to honor all the finalists, both teachers and principals of the year. This year, they're doing it virtually, which I wasn't really happy about. But they also offered us the ability of a watch party in honor of our honoree, Mr. Hill, who is a finalist, one of 3 finalists for Middle School Principal of the Year. And I would like to point out, and Mr. Perrell and I were talking about this earlier, not only is he a finalist for Middle School Principal of the Year, he's also a finalist for Principal of the Year. So he's one of 3 finalists for Middle School Principal of the Year, but he's also eligible for the Principal of the Year. On July the 16th, beginning at 6:30 in the evening and lasting 1 to 1.5 hours, we have made the determination that we will have a watch party in the honor of Mr. Hill. That watch party will occur at our Summa Professional Development Center, beginning at 6:30. I would encourage everyone, if they can, to please attend. Even if you just come by and say hi, I think that would be absolutely awesome. We are going to invite our employees, and we're going to invite the spouses of our employees. So if a board member wishes to bring their spouse just to come by and say hi, that would be great. We are exploring the possibility of catering and partnering with the restaurant directly behind the Professional Development Center. Mr. Gregoire, I know that you have some specific information about some possible sponsorship. Is that correct?
Mr. J. Rogers Pope and Mr. Sherman Mack have both volunteered to sponsor the catering part.
We really do appreciate that. The recommendation from Dream Teachers and LDOE was a black tie formal. I received an email from Mr. Hill today. He is requesting shirt, slacks, coat, and tie, and I think that's probably most appropriate.
I thought we were going to have a luau.
No shorts and Hawaiian shirts, Mr. Farrell.
If you have a tux in your closet, go ahead and pull it out.
If you would like to do that, we would certainly appreciate that.
No.
6:30.
At 6:30
I'm sorry, I
in the
didn't hear
evening on July the 16th. And like I said, I'm certainly not asking that you stay the entire time, but if you could drop by and express your appreciation to Mr. Hill, I think that would just be absolutely wonderful. As soon as I get the restaurant, Mr. Purvis, I'd like for you to follow up with the restaurant. They told me they would give me some menu options. I have not received those unless I've received them since this meeting began. If you could follow up with the restaurant on those menu options, we will send out an invitation with those menu options and costs related to that so that we can contact Mr. Pope and Mr. Mack to see what's acceptable and what's not. You will see that invitation, and I'm going to ask that you RSVP, and we'll put it on the invitation to Miss Charlene Lilly, who is our Principal and Teacher of the Year contact here in our parish. So I'm encouraging that you certainly, if you can attend, I think that would be wonderful. And that's 1 week from this Friday, July the 16th. The last thing, and I know you tired of listening to me tonight? Pretty much, right?
No comment.
Okay. Folks, we're closing in on opening our schools this fall. Before we know it, approximately 1 month from now, our children will be back in class.
34 days.
Correct, Mr. Farrell? LDOE and LDH has given us some reopening guidance. We are currently in the process of reviewing all that information and asking several questions regarding clarification of those guidelines. It is my intention to present to the board on August 5th our LPPS reopening plan modeled around those existing guidelines and ask for the board approval of our plan on the August 5th meeting. I will make every attempt to have that plan available to you by Friday, July 30th, Mr. Purvis. I'm looking at you because I know that you'll be the one that will be working on this. And finally, before I close tonight, I want to thank the board for the cooperation. I don't have anything other than deepest gratitude to the board for their cooperation and your willingness to support teaching and learning in this parish. It is an honor and a privilege to serve with you, and it is an honor and a privilege to serve as Superintendent of Livingston Parish Public Schools. Thank you, Mr. Gray.
Thank you, Mr. Murphy. Before I entertain a motion to adjourn, Budget and Goals committee meeting will be Tuesday, August the 3rd at 3 p.m. Now, with that being,
Hold on 1 second.
oh, we got a second.
Point of order.
Oh, you didn't say second,
no.
you said 1 second.
Point of order.
That's all we take is 1 second.
We need to remind everybody that evaluations are going to be due.
Superintendent evaluations are due at the next meeting, the first meeting in August, which allows us time to compile them. We have 90 days, and the end of it is the end of August, but that allows us to compile them and go from there. So as a reminder, please have your evaluations in to me or Ms. Benton no later than the first meeting in August, which is August something,
Have the templates gone out?
or 5th.
Have the templates gone out yet?
Oh, she put it in the folder last meeting. Now, if you're like me and misplaced it, then you need another copy. Miss Rhonda would be happy.
If Ms. Rhonda could email them, that'd be great.
Yeah.
I need one.
Okay, Miss Rhonda, I think everybody needs
Ms. Rhonda, why don't you resend that, please, ma'am? To all board members.
Paper copies, but I already sent it. Okay, while we talk about stuff, I put stuff in y'all's folders about the ethics for your families.
Yes, thank you.
Please, those I'd like by August 19th.
Okay.
That's
Second
your
board meeting.
family, yeah.
If you don't have
If you
one.
don't have one, you don't need to turn anything in, it's just if you have them.
Now, Mr. Frank.
Mr. Frank made a motion that we adjourn, and Mr. Gregoire seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? It's unanimous. This meeting is adjourned.
Ms. Rhonda, what's?
Mr. Chapin, may I see you just a minute?